And welcome to a Sunday edition, episode 1, The Doc. I am Soden. Today we are going to go over a couple things in Soden Bowl. We have Soden Bowl Season 102, Week number 13 action. And we have a couple things that we're going to go over. We've got Kylo Ren, hugs and kisses. We've got the King of Wakanda. Some cool things coming out of Baltimore. And then we have the main feature. We have The Doc, one of the most highly active owners in Soden Bowl and around the Madden community as well. Doing a fantastic job with his Jacksonville Jaguars. But let's get some things out of the way here first. Let's go ahead and put this up here for episode number 1. The rundown. Again, season 102. This is the first episode of the rundown. This segment is going to happen on every weekend, and we're going to single somebody out either in the Soden Bowl community or around the Madden community as well, and conduct a basic interview and just kind of let them have some airspace. So today, Doc is our featured element. But before we get to the Doc, we've got some news coming out of New York. This man here, Sam Darnold, 3,500 yards passing in Week 13. Kylo Ren hugs and kisses in one of the toughest divisions, the AFC East, the second place, New York Jets. Can you imagine that? Kylo in second place right now behind Madden Extreme Super Bowl winner, the Creamed Ape, and the Buffalo Bills. But let's not take anything away from Sam Darnold here. Kylo Ren has taken Sam and really propelled him into all-star status. Again, 3,500 yards passing. He does not lead the league in passing yardage, but his percentages and everything are fantastic. Big Ben out of Pittsburgh actually has the most passing yards. I believe he just surpassed the 4,000-yard mark for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And Samoan Boy. But Kylo Ren doing this with a guy that a lot of people just throw away, Sam Darnold. So congratulations to Kylo Ren and the New York Jets. And then the last one here, the King of Wakanda, the Baltimore Ravens, man. This team started out horrid and has turned their season around. They have the number 1 offense and the number 5 defense. Again, my top 5 graphic. You look at offense and defense, they are within the top 5 there. Baltimore Ravens, the King of Wakanda, our draft extraordinaire, if you will. He's getting it done with the Baltimore Ravens and proving that this is a formidable team coming into down to the home stretch here for the Soden Bowl playoffs. You know, you look over in the NFC side, you've got the Philadelphia Eagles, the New Orleans Saints. You've got Billy Hoyle making some noise with his Atlanta Falcons. You've got I See Through You and the Los Angeles Rams out of the NFC. And then over in the AFC, I mean, the AFC's loaded. You've got Creamed Ape, you've got Kylo Ren, you've got Eat More Chicken, then you've got Samoan Boy, you've got King of Wakanda here, you've got Go DJ and his Cleveland Browns. Just a great year. Number 1 draft pick with the Kansas City Chiefs. You got Timbo, the man, the myth, the legend, Timbo with his Los Angeles Superchargers making some noise. But with that said, we have the segment here with the Doc. I don't want to leave him hanging, so we're going to go ahead and get to that with the Doc right now. Let's put this stuff away and get to our interview. All right, and with me today, I have the Doc in the house. Again, this is episode 1 entitled The Doc, and we're going to take a look at one of our most highly active and talented Madden owners, Doc J205, his 12-1 Jaguars. Can you hear me, Doc?
Yes, sir. What's going on, man?
Oh, not too much. Happy Sunday to everybody. So I've got the man in the house. He's got his Jacksonville Jaguars. You look at that graphic in front of us. You've got Jackson at quarterback. You've got Tariq Cohen, Khalil Mack. I mean, bringing over players from other teams. Kind of like the New England Patriots in the NFL, I guess you'd say. Taking these guys in and just doing a good job with what he has dealt and building a solid roster. Don't get me wrong; these are great players, but kind of go over your season so far, Doc, and tell us what how you've been so successful at 12-1.
Okay, yeah. So from the team selection, I really didn't expect to take the Jags, but I wasn't too keen on the idea of tanking. So I wanted to restore the defense back to what it was when Jalen Ramsey, AJ Bouye was there. Kind of create Saxonville again. So I knew I had to go out and grab a dominant pass rusher, which is where Khalil Mack came in. Him paired up with Josh Allen, I'm able to do a lot to create pressure to make it easier on the young DBs that we're trying to build out there in Jacksonville. And that's really been the untold story. I mean, just the playmakers on the defense, kind of how speedy and effective they've been to make it easier on everybody else. So that's kind of been the key to it. And then, of course, bringing in Tyree Jackson, the development project from the XFL. I kind of knew he would be a good player coming out of Buffalo. He just needed some time to develop. And then Tariq Cohen and DJ Chark have kind of been the X factors for my offense. So it's been good. We got kind of been getting a lot of blessings too. I mean, we're playing good football, but it comes down to each play.
And you're absolutely right. Looking at the Jacksonville Jaguars in the AFC South, you are a perfect 5-0 in your division and 9-1 in the conference. The defense, you mentioned defense. You've taken a Jacksonville Jaguars team that a lot of people really didn't want in Madden when that team draft came around. You took it right on. You took the Jaguars. The defense is ranked number 2 in Soden Bowl. Now, mind you, this is a very competitive season of Soden Bowl. Some of the best owners from around the Madden CFM community are in this league. You have some of them in your division. You look at this division, you have the defense sitting at number 2, the total defense. Then in the passing game, also number 2 against the pass and number 6 against the run. And you're running, what, a Tampa 2 style defense?
Yeah, a lot of speed, man. I'm trying to get a lot of containment. I know a lot of guys that like to run outside of Lowe, who runs with Derrick Henry. He likes to run between the tackles, but I wanted to be able to contain the outside edges, make sure we're not getting a lot of guys breaking long runs on the outside. It's been pretty effective. So.
And then we look over at the offensive side. Your running offense is ranked 2 in the league, and I think it's really because of this guy here. We'll go into the next segment. This is the Cohen Factor. Tariq Cohen, brought over from Chicago into Jacksonville. Now, I'm going to go over these stats real quick, and then I'll let you go ahead and speak on him. But you look at these stats, 200 rushing attempts, over 1,200 yards. He's averaging 6 yards per carry, 14 touchdowns. And then you look at him in the passing game, 39 receptions, 319 yards, and he's averaging, again, 8.2 yards per touch. And you combine that with last season with the 2019 Chicago Bears. Now you take those and you combine carries and receptions. He had 143, 669 yards, a 5.8 average, so that average is staying true, but only 3 touchdowns. I really feel that Jacksonville, yourself, you are utilizing Tariq Cohen just on a much better scale than the Bears were. And that graphic at the top, just in the first season, we're in week 13 right now?
Yeah.
You already have 5 games with over 100 yards compared to his 3 seasons in Chicago, where he only has 3 games in 3 seasons with over 100 yards. So talk to us about the Cohen Factor.
Yeah, Cohen's been great, man. He's been surprising myself. I mean, I didn't expect this much from him. I know he was kind of a blessing from the low time trade with Khalil Mack, because I really was looking forward to moving around with Fournette, but they blew that team up. So Cohen has been a lot better, and I think it's due to his change of direction. He's not as fast as he used to be in past Maddens, but he's very, very shifty. And so with me being patient, and I'm usually able to run with guys like Joe Mixon was the rushing leader last Soden Bowl, and the other guy that I had, but Cohen's been a big surprise, and I think a lot of that is due to his shiftiness and his change of direction, just being patient and finding the holes.
Yeah, so Tariq Cohen, the shifty little back, 5'6", 191 pounds, but you wouldn't know it if you're playing against Doc. Doc is absolutely lighting up the scoreboards with this guy. And another one here, I'm going to go ahead and let you get into this one because this one goes unspoken here. Not a lot of guys in Soden Bowl are talking about DJ Shark, wide receiver of the Jacksonville Jaguars. That right-hand statistic there, the R is receptions, yards, touchdowns, drops. He is a little high in drops, but again, he's not he's not among the best receivers attribute-wise in Madden, but you sure are making him a Pro Bowl player. And then the last one is his fantasy points, because let's not forget, Doc runs the Fantasy Football Challenge here on Soden Bowl, and that fantasy is 187.2 fantasy points. So what about Shark, and what kind of impact has Shark had on your team this season?
Oh man, Shark has been amazing. I didn't realize how good he was until I started to get into practice with him and kind of throw some catches to him. His stats are very very unappreciated. He's kind of like a young Julio. I mean, I know Julio's out of this world, but he's kind of like a young Julio on paper. And a lot of people know that I run a lot, so he's kind of going under the radar, So he's been able to be my, kind of keep defenses honest, deep threat. Even on the short routes, he can kind of take it to the house just with his speed and his size. So DJ Chark has been a blessing, man. He'll probably be a Jaguar for the rest of Soden Bowl. So.
Yeah, DJ Shark, you look at it, he leads your team receiving-wise. And you look at his attributes, and I think something that a lot of people pass on is his blocking attributes. He's actually a pretty solid blocking wide receiver. I think that really helps Tariq Cohen kind of migrate to the outside, because you know that in all leagues, teams love to jam the box on you, especially if they know you're a running team. So I think having a good receiver like DJ Shark that can get in there and block, but also has the speed to take it to the house, man, that really demands respect, because you just can't take a corner and man him up out there unless you want him to burn you, because you'll eventually find him. So his ability to block on that side, I think, is something that's really kind of under the radar, like you said. But
and it's good that you mentioned that, because I was trying to keep that a secret, but DJ Chark's blocking stat is a lot higher than you would think because he's so skinny. But that's also why I brought Alshon Jeffrey over, due to his run blocking stats. And that's been helping out Cohen a lot, That's just a little tip for guys that want to get more runs out to the edge. You get a better blocking receiver, but that's a good look up, Soda.
Hey, I try. I look between the lines. I've been doing this for a while, but getting into the last segment here, I want to talk about your extras. We'll throw it back here to the main graphic. You run a very, very successful podcast, Soden Bowl Happy Hour. You do some stuff for other leagues around the Madden community. You run fantasy football, and you're a 12-1 owner in Soden Bowl, man. Plug yourself. What you got going on, my friend?
Oh, man. Really just having fun with it, man. I started the podcast in the fantasy league, for one, was just something that me and Game Time, had an idea about. We saw that the websites keep up with the fantasy points, and thought that it could be a game changer if we brought a fantasy league or even a DraftKings style challenge to the league. And it's been very fun to do. I appreciate all the guys that participate in it, show support. And the podcast just kind of took off as a seed from that. Back when you used to play Madden, they used to have that guy that would do the radio show. I can't remember his name, but that's kind of what I wanted to bring to the league as well, since EA didn't want to bring it back. And that's just been fun to do, man. Guys like T. Hoyt bring a lot of character to it. Lowe is always there. De Niro, I see through. Everybody that participates in that has just been fun. And it's been great to get guys to come in and do like a guest appearance. So if you want to get a guest appearance on the podcast, just get at me in the DMs. We can make it happen.
That's pretty awesome. That would be the Tony Bruno show, and
yeah.
I've heard rumors of that possibly coming back on Next Gen. We shall see. But yeah, I enjoyed that show too, man. I enjoy your podcast. It's great. It's great listening, especially my daytime job, I tend to commute a lot driving between jobs, and I'll tell you it's perfect just to put it on the phone, open up that podcast, and Bluetooth it to the stereo, and just listen to the Madden wisdom being thrown at us by a 12-1 owner with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Man, I could see it maybe if you had the Chiefs, the Ravens, but you're taking the Jaguars, and you have turned them into a formidable team. Here in Soden Bowl, and I can't imagine what this team's going to look like in like 3 or 4 seasons. You know, that's probably the timeline it takes a good owner to turn a franchise like that around on average, and you're doing it in 1 season, no problem. 12-1.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it. Secondary coming real soon.
There you have
it. Some DBs there next year.
The Doc in the house. Mr. Doc, thank you for taking the time to stop by the rundown here for our episode 1 entitled The Doc. It's been great, my friend. Have yourself a great weekend, and again, thanks.
Hey, you too, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate what you do for the league, man. Keep working.
All right, and that was Doc. The Doc with the call here on the rundown. And that was a great interview by the Doc. And in closing here, if you guys want to get on the rundown, we can host, interview, whatever it may be. Get with my publicist, Sean Lowe, and get on the lineup here, and we'll go ahead. Interviews should happen Saturday or Sundays. We're very flexible on the time. It doesn't really matter to me what time you want to do it. It's pretty easy. All you need is a cell phone. I know everybody in the league's got one. Get your cell phone. We'll get you into the league, and then get some interviews. I want to get Eat More Chicken inducted into the Hall of Fame, so I'm thinking Chicken would probably be a good one for next week. But in closing here, we are in week number 13, season 102, Soden Bowl, # Matty Strong. Make sure you guys check us out at sodenbowl.com. If you're on Discord, check us out at discord.gg/sodenbowl. And then if you are an Apple user, you have an Apple smart device, you can check us out on the App Store, coming to Google here soon, to Android, as soon as we pass the approval process. But on the Apple device, just search Soden Bowl, and you can download the app and stay up to date with everything, including statistics and fantasy football that's going on Soden Bowl. Again, go to sodenbowl.com. Check us out in Discord, discord.gg/Soden Bowl. Thank you to our sponsor, Allied Plumbing and Heat, a name you can trust, alliedphllc.com. Show us some love on social media. With that being said, guys, enjoy the football games today on Sunday. Enjoy the football games in Soden Bowl. We are looking for a Monday Night Football announcer, so that will come soon. But for now, Wednesday Night Football, prime time shine with Mr. Snipes Television, and then Friday Night Football with myself on the Soden Bowl Network. And again, the rundown every weekend. We're out of here, guys. Have a great rest of your weekend. Stay safe and enjoy the week. Later, guys.